This is a really interesting problem. It's a little involved, and I'm wondering if there's a quicker way to do it than I'm doing it, but I'm going to go with the way I see the best way to do it. It says the sides of a nuclear power plant cooling tower form a hyperbola. The diameter of the bottom of the tower is 278 feet. The smallest diameter of the tower is 161 feet, which is 354 feet above ground. The tower is 502 feet tall, and we're going to find the width of the tower at the height of 46 feet. So what we're really looking for is the width, like way down here. What's that width going to be? So I set this up on an axis system where I called, x, the x-axis, y-axis, and knowing that this whole thing is 161, half of that, 161 divided by 2 is 80.5. Change colors there. And we're working with a hyperbola that opens up sideways, so it's going to be x squared over. So what I'm saying is that this is 80.5, and this is 80.5. So my a is 80.5 squared minus y squared over b squared, that's what we have to find first, equals 1. And it's not as bad as you think. I mean, we have information that'll get us there. So we know that down here if we go down 354 feet, we're going to be a width of 278. So 278 is the total width. We divide by 2 to get 139. So we know that there's a point at when x is negative 139. I guess I can go with positive on that. Doesn't really matter. Comma, then y is negative 354. And the negatives go away when we square anyway. So this will allow me to replace the x and the y and then solve for the unknown, which is the b. So we'd have negative 139 squared over 80.5 squared minus negative 354 squared over b squared equals 1. And the idea again is we're solving for b, so we will get rid of this constant term here. So it'd be negative 354, negative of negative 354 squared over b squared equals 1 minus negative 139 squared over 80.5 squared. If we want to get rid of that negative out here, we could just switch over here. So it'd be the negative of 354 squared. I know someone's probably screaming at the screen saying you can drop the negative because you're squaring it out, but I feel like if I don't keep it here for now, someone's going to scream saying, where'd that negative go? So negative 139 squared over 80.5 squared minus 1. Someone else is saying, why don't you just square those out and get rid of the negatives? Okay, now I've spoken, I think, for all the different cases. So I'm going to continue on. Negative 354 squared over b squared equals negative 139 squared over 80.5 squared, I guess I need the parentheses, minus, check this out, 80.5 squared over 80.5 squared, which is just 1, which allows us to say this is negative 354, well, I don't need to go there right now, allows us to say it's the negative of 139 quantity squared minus 80.5 squared all over 80.5 squared. I did that so I can flip, I have a fraction equals a fraction. So now I can say b squared over negative 354 quantity squared equals 80.5 squared over negative 139 quantity squared minus 80.5 squared. And then I can multiply both sides by this negative 354 squared quantity squared, the negative, then the squared. And that's going to cancel these out. And so we're left with b squared equals 80.5 squared times negative 354 squared over the negative 139 quantity squared minus 80.5 squared. And we end up with 63,242.335. So I'm rounding to 3 places there. I know someone else is going to get mad later on because I don't keep my significant figures. So we're at x squared over 80.5 squared minus y squared over 63,242.335 equals 1. So now the question is, when we're at a certain height, so that height being this 42 feet, so 46 feet, excuse me, what is the width going to be? So, and when it gives us the width, by the way, it's going to give us the x value like just half. It's not going to give us the whole thing, so we'll have to double it. Okay, so here, if I'm just going with my shape, centered at the origin, so if this is 46 feet here, then what's this part going to be? Well, that's going to be that 346 minus, or is it 354? I'm sorry. 354 as I check my notes. 354 minus the 46, and we get 308 from there. So we're now going to find x. So that's our y. So we'll have x squared over 80.5 squared minus 308 squared over 63,242.335 equals 1. So x squared over 80.5 squared equals 1 minus, or 1 plus, excuse me, 308 squared over 63,242.335. And I guess I'm not going to be able to make another page out of this. X squared would be 80.5 times 1 plus 308 squared over 63,242.335. So x is the square root of all this, 80.5 squared. By the way, 80.5 squared is 6480.25, but times 1 plus 308 squared over the 63,242.335. And from that we get 127. Let's say 564. So 2x is what we're after. So 2x is going to be 254.5. I think there's an error in my notes here. Sorry, this was 127 point. It wasn't 264. I apologize. Correcting my notes. This was 282. So this is 254.564. And that is the width at 46 feet. Okay. Hope that helps. Let me know if you have questions.